Are you tired of falling in love with the wrong person? Are you one of those people who hopes for romance but ends up with a dud? Look no further. Intimate Care and Connection is here to make sure you meet someone so meaningful that you'll never say a word if they do the wrong thing.
You wouldn't believe how much she has corrupted my heart.
Imagine meeting someone who means so much you'd lose your career over them.
I cack myself whenever he tells me a joke.
Give us a call right now. Intimate Care and Connection is Australia's premier dating service, and we set the gold standard in romance.
Our special guest on Insniders this week needs no introduction, so instead I'm going to give her a shameless plug. We offer a warm welcome this morning to the woman who single-handedly put out all the bushfires, started by those nasty firebug koalas, cured COVID, well, pretty much, and in short, whose tireless efforts single-handedly saved Australia. Good morning to the universally esteemed trailblazer, the honourable, the utterly above reproach, gold standard, well, I dream of showering her in gold at least, Premier Gladys the Great Berejiklian. Madam Premier, welcome to Insniders.
Good morning to you, dear David. Forgive me if my usual gold standard of presentation is a bit, well, brassier than usual.
If it helps, I'm happy to rub you up to a gleaming shine anytime. But before I happily polish you off, let's talk about the darkest days of my otherwise sun-filled career. On the day you... Just need to compose myself. The day you... resigned as Premier of the nation of New South Wales. Madam Berejiklian, why did you step down? Why?
Well, it was a dark day indeed, David, but as I'm sure you know by now, those evil ICAC people and their lefty-bully friends cancelled me, just like they do with everything that's beautiful, just and true.
They should be investigated. In fact, as I've already said, I myself will be exploring the criticism of ICAC on this, and indeed all my other shows, in all my columns, and in every one of the columns and shows of all my mainstream media friends. I mean, it's just plain bullying. Right. Madam Premier, Madame Berejiklian. Okay, now, some have said you were not compelled to resign, but only to stand aside. What do you say to them?
Well, David, let me just say, if I was to simply stand aside as ICAC investigates all my blatant rorting, my alleged indiscretions, before I am obviously cleared of any and all wrongdoing and given a special commendation from the Queen, then the timing would just be off, obviously. As it stands, I leave as a trailblazer, as a woman who saved, well, everybody really.
Everybody.
I don't like to brag, David, as you know.
Never.
That's right. That's right. But not only did I beat all those other states with my incredible and inspiring grip on power during the beastly, horrid, ghastly virus.
They're hardly worth being called states, really.
Exactly. Horrid, ghastly virus plague by shutting down all the non-liberal local government areas and harassing their residents into oblivion and suicide. But I actually beat all the other countries in the world with my superlative management of the worst pandemic ever.
Well, you did, without any doubt whatsoever. Madam Berejiklian, no one else, and I think this needs to be said more often in the mainstream press, no one anywhere in the world has had to face that nasty, beastly Delta variant, or has enforced, indeed, a harsher lockdowns. Not anywhere. Anywhere in the world, the solar system, the galaxy, or indeed, I dare say, the universe.
That's right, David. And so I say this enforced resignation, which I was harassed into by ICAC, well, it could not occur at a worse time.
You mean because the state will be opening up, even though not everyone is vaxxed, contact tracing has been abandoned, there's still thousands of new COVID cases, hospitals are overrun and people are dying?
No. Because I couldn't get any grants administered to my new non-dodgy boyfriend, my boo-boo Arthur's personal businesses. He's quite miffed that Daryl, a terrible error in judgment for which I take full responsibility as a woman unlucky in love.
Well, who isn't?
Exactly. Received millions in government funding, but poor boo-boo has missed out.
Poor boo-boo.
As I said, it's just dreadful timing.
Understandable, of course. Very bad timing indeed, and dare I ask, what will you do now, Your Eminence, Your Grace?
Well, can I just say, David, that even though ICAC has chosen to take this action during the most challenging weeks of the most challenging times in the state's most challenging history, I'm looking forward to the next challenge.
Challenge accepted, it seems. Can you give our listeners who are waiting with bated breath, I assume, a clue about what comes next for you, the reincarnated female Messiah?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, David, but I will say this. After I pop down to Officeworks and pick up a bigger shredder, I may or may not be moving to Canberra to take up a front bench seat in my dear, dear friend Scotty's government.
That's wonderful news. Have you decided to go into federal politics so you can continue your valuable work saving the nation from this horrible, ghastly pandemic?
Yeah, sure. And also because there's no federal ICAC.
Oh, priceless. Madam Berejiklian, you are indeed a blaze trailer or something. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence and obvious attraction.
Oh, it's my pleasure, David.
That, of course, was the most amazing premiere ever in the history of premieres right there. And now, in stunning breaking news, stay tuned after the break as we speak to Peter Credlin about the very worst premiere ever in the history of mankind, Victorian Labor Communist leader Daniel Andrews, and also about outgoing New South Wales Deputy Premier Mr. John Barilaro.
Incriminating documents and letters all belong in paper shredders.
We all make mistakes, but sometimes those mistakes leave an annoying paper trail. That's why you need the new Porcabarello 2000 document disposal unit from your local office supply store. Just like magic, those so-called pieces of incriminating evidence will disappear. But wait, there's more. If you're one of the first 100 to buy a Porcabarello 2000, we'll also throw in a metal bucket and some matches so you can make sure those documents are gone for good. Come on down and pick up your paper shredder today.
Incriminating documents and letters all belong in paper shredders.